Welcome, Immortals, to another community cast with me, Football is God, aka Footy is God. We're casting a match here that I did not participate in, and I have no idea how it ends, so it should be very interesting for both of us to see at the same time. I do know that there were a lot of kills, and it was a long game. I know there was also a disconnect that gets replaced with a White Knight, so we'll see how it goes. Just to introduce everybody, we have Bobmom Vezin, very typical, Trough39 Russ on Ustat, Kraxin on Tatiana, Djape on Ukkonen, Sleepy Faces Brochilies on Kreed, against Maskaras on Kavashiir, CmCGuyver on Ustat, TRGoronoaZro, I'm going to guess, we're just going to call him TR, but he's on Netheurgist, Unit 220 on Nauria, and Status 3 on Kaos. Looks like early on we have the green team going for a potential early buff here. The red team looks like they're going to be doing a normal jungle. It looks like we're going to have a carry support lane with Yuna and Guyver. Green team might go for the invade. It looks like they're probably going to go for the buff first. Netheurgist looks like he might probably going to be going mid. Maybe Ustat's going mid, but I think Netheurgist will be going mid. And then we have another carry support side lane with Status and Maskaras on Kaos and Kavashiir. We'll see who they give the buff to. I'm just waiting, and anybody? Oh, there it is. It's on Ustat. That may have not been planned exactly, but we do have Ukkonen and Vezin kind of waiting for the potential invade. They are going to get some people, and a particularly low health Nauria is going to walk in there. Low health Ustat as well. If Ukkonen had just a little bit of health, he might be okay. They don't ever go for the creeps, and he just backs off, though. It looks like we're going to have solo Vezin on top. We have both Ustat and Tatiana mid right now. I'm not sure what they're doing. They are putting some early damage on Netheurgist, though. He's going to teleport away and be fine. Meanwhile, Kaos and Kavashiir have a solo lane. Or not a solo lane, but an empty lane. So they're just going to clean the creeps up and put a little damage on the tower, maybe. Here comes Ukkonen, though. He could find himself in a bad place. Kaos walks right by him, though, so it's okay. And then we have Tatiana coming in the back. She puts a stun on, but it immediately gets cleansed. So no damage done there. Looks like everything's settling a little bit now. We do have Kreed in the jungle, as Brochilies likes to do. We have... Oh, very nearly missing that pull on Vezin. Would have almost definitely resulted in a kill, because Nauria just about has a fear as well. So before Vezin got away, she would have been able to fear him, and they would have been able to kill him. However, now we have Kreed waiting behind the tree, hiding a little bit, waiting for a good gank opportunity. Vezin does have full mana, and now he just hit level 2, so he does have 2 skills, and they're going to go now. He's taking a lot of damage, though. They are going to get both skills down, and they're going to do a lot of damage. There's the Ustat Sig, though. It's going to save Nauria, definitely. They're not going to get any kills, though, so it was a Sig used just to save, and it might not even save anybody. No, it does look like Nauria's going to get away. The Ustat, she did a nice enough juke that the Ustat in mid isn't going to come get her. So the Ustat Sig does save them from the early death there. That gank was pretty successful, though, and now you won't have that Sig to save. You could use Nauria's Sig next time, but that's 2 Sigs just to stop ganks. It's not ideal. Looks like there's not too much going on bot lane. Pretty much just trading the creeps back and forth. I imagine Kaos is picking up most of the last hits. He does have a little bit of low health, so I assume that there was a little bit of a fight, but obviously no deaths happened. Alright, we have Ustat and Nauria pushing again on top. They are denying a little bit. Nauria going for a pull and missing. We have Kreed coming in behind again. Ustat had just dropped his slow on Vezin. He's got to get away, though. There's a stun by Kreed. There's both the nukes by Vezin. He's so low on health, and the auto attack from Vezin does take him out. Nauria saves herself by putting the fear on Kreed and forcing him away and backing off herself. But they did get that kill on Ustat, so it's very nice. They get the first blood. A little bit of an early boost. They have a nice 1,000 gold team advantage right now. Or team gold advantage right now. It's pretty good. Looks like, oh, the Ukkonen misses his stun there. If he had been able to stun that Kaos, that might have been different. But they go on the Kavashiir after he cleanses the Kaos, and they've got him very low right now. And while I'm watching this, it looks like Nauria died up top. They are not going to get the Kaos, though. He's so low. One more auto attack. Oh, the heal goes off just in time, and they do get the Kavashiir. It did cost the Tatiana. They do get the Kavashiir. They didn't. I'm not sure if he was running a gold scroll. They didn't really get anything that special there. Looks like Kreed wants to gank mid. If the Ustat can get a silence, or a snare rather. Netheurgist, in a very interesting juke, just stops moving, so the stun from Kreed doesn't hit him at all. We did have Vezin get a kill while I was watching that action on bottom. Nauria did die. So Vezin's now 2-0 in the solo lane with a 3-level advantage on Nauria and a 2-level advantage on Ustat. That's it's gonna help him out big time. He's he's got level 3 of his Q right now most likely, and level 2 of his pull rather, of his E, and he's gonna go back and buy something. We do have Ukkonen going after the Kaos a little bit there. They again turn and go on the Kavashiir after he pushes himself. There's the Kavashiir Sig. He's going to be able to chase down that Ukkonen though. The only thing that could save Ukkonen is a W to get away. I don't think he's going to get it though. So he does die. Here's the Kreed coming in, just taking some creeps though. The Tatiana gets away. So red team needed to use a Sig there, but they did get the kill. So that was that did them a pretty big favor. Kaos walks into a very bad bush though and takes the double stun from Tatiana and Kreed. He does go invisible. He has the Blessed Relic on, and he might be able to get away because now he's got the cleanse from Kavashiir. So he's such low health, but the Kreed and Tatiana just didn't have anything left after they had unloaded their initial burst, and that Blessed Relic saved his life. We have another push here going on top. Oh, the pull just is very narrowly missing that Vezin. If that pull was just a little bit closer, they might have gotten a couple more kills. But it's not going to happen. In the meantime, he's just farming up, and he's got that gold scroll, so he's making even more money. Another stun on Chaos, followed up by another cleanse. They don't follow it up. The Ukkonen doesn't jump in for any pressure. Chaos just using his big bullets. Chaos does have a level advantage right now. Oh, he's on this side. He is level 5, while the other side's level 4. Kreed's coming in for another gank. We're gonna see he's gonna jump in here. They back off just in time though. They do get the stun on Kreed. They get the other stun on Kreed, and then the cleanse goes on Kavashiir, but Kreed goes invisible, and he's gonna be able to get away with very low health again. No Blessed Relic this time. They just weren't able to do enough damage, and they didn't want to chase under the tower. The Ukkonen stun just barely misses. Kreed doing a nice little dodge there, anticipating really. Vezin's going in the bush. He has revealed himself though, so he's not gonna be able to surprise the red team at all. We'll see. He's probably just going to clear this creep wave. I don't think, unless they can get a pull on him, I don't think they're going to be able to kill him under the tower now that he's got such a level advantage. Yeah, and he just uses his skills to clear the creeps pretty quick. We do have Ustat coming in for a gank, though, and he uses his W to gap close a little bit. He opens with his R, and then he does get the snare with his Q on the other Ustat, but the Vezin's just not close enough. He does catch up, though, and they kill the Ustat. Oh, and then Nauria with a very nice pull gets a little assist from the tower and takes the other Ustat down. So the gank backfired on him a little bit. He does get the kill, but it costs him his life. Let's take a quick look at the creep scores here. Vezin and Netheurgist doing best for both teams at 39 each. The overall is pretty even right now, and you can see the gold differences are less than 200, and because the kill difference is just 1. So pretty even matchup so far here. The big thing to think about is that the green team still has all of their signatures available, whereas Ustat and Kavashiir have both used theirs. So moving on, that could be a big advantage for the green team. The fact that they just have those extra ones. There goes the Kavashiir ult down on Tatiana, and Kavashiir's taking a little bit of a beating here. And there's the Ukkonen Sig, and Ukkonen Sig does take out Kavashiir, and he's trying to take the Chaos. And there's the stun and the immobilize, and it does take the Chaos. So they use the Ukkonen Sig to get the double kill. Very good use of the Sig there. It saves the Tatiana as well, who was almost definitely going to go down between Chaos's auto attacks and Kavashiir's ult. So a very good play by green team there. They've widened the gold difference a little bit at getting those 2 kills. We do have Vezin going after the Ustat a little bit here, and Kreed coming in for the assist. He's going to be forcing the Ustat back. Doesn't get the stun on his rocks, and Ustat's trying a little dodge here, and he's actually not doing a bad job. The Netheurgist is silenced. He wanted to put his... Oh, there's the Vezin ult taking down the Kreed. There's the Netheurgist Sig, and he's got his ult on top of it, but he's not killing anybody. He's not doing quite enough damage. He is hurting a little bit, but... Unless he can finish that Kreed off, that Sig was a big waste. And now the other Ustat's coming in. He does die. Nauria is able to kill the Ustat, and she might be able to kill the Vezin as well. Oh, and she just needs one more E, and she's not going to get it though. Instead, she's going to go on the Kreed, and she's not able to get him either as he teleports away. So there's the Netheurgist Sig, and it ends up being completely wasted. She's looking for a pull. They're just too far away though. That Netheurgist Sig was not very successful. A little damage being put down on the Kavashiir. Or Ukkonen, I keep calling him Ustat. Ukkonen coming in the bush. They don't see him. They didn't see him come in, I don't think. I think he was in the fog of war. They're going to wait for him to move a little bit forward. Kaos is just kind of standing around. Somebody's pinging on the Kavashiir to fall back. He's just auto-attacking and pushing the wave, not even really getting the last hits. They do go on the Kavashiir who cleanses himself, and you can see the stun went down, so he didn't actually get stunned. He does get snared by the Q, and he's going to survive with 22 health. Chaos was just standing around, didn't cast any spells, does eventually walk away. If he had done, used his ultimate there and maybe stunned somebody, he probably could have gotten a kill, especially on the very squishy Tatiana. But it looks like it's not going to happen. While I was watching that, the Vezin did die. The Kavashiir might be about to die himself. Ukkonen could come in and get the kill, but he's not going to. Looks like Kreed just picked up the speed buff, so he's got that advantage for his team. Ukkonen does decide to go in, but he's not able to do enough damage. Tatiana does follow it up, so the Kavashiir does die, but the Ukkonen dies first. And here comes the Netheurgist looking for the kill on Tatiana's not going to get it, and he's just going to have to use his ultimate to run away from the Kreed, as he does not have any mana left. So Tatiana very narrowly escaping there. I think she had less than 100 health by the time the final tick was done, but very narrowly escaping is still escaping. Red team falling a little bit behind here in the gold, down by about 2,500. They're down by 3 kills, and I think the green team has done a much better job of controlling the buffs so far. So that's I think that's where the majority of the gold difference is coming from. Here's a tower about to go down for the red team. That's going to be another. I think it's 130 times 5. So quick math, 650 gold for the green team, but he doesn't actually take it down. And the pull gets him, as did the Netheurgist. The Netheurgist silence, and the Nauria ultimate takes him down. Kreed's coming in trying to save his Ustat, but he's not able to. They're not going to chase onto the tower. We do have the Vezin maybe coming down. He's not quite sure if he wants to do that. This buff is up, and he's going to see that, so he might decide he wants to go on the buff. We've got Ustat waiting in the bush. He's going to see the Vezin. Oh, and there's the totem, so Vezin knows what he's up against. He's about to cast his ultimate. He decides not to. He tries for the vortex and doesn't catch anybody. Kreed looking for the stun. Similarly, does not hit anyone. Now Vezin might be going for this buff. Nope, no, he doesn't want to do it. I can't read his mind. Oh, there, the Kreed, you could see him jump across the minimap. He got a very nice pull by Nauria that takes the Kreed out. Red team doing a good job of catching up a little bit. They have an opportunity now to push and maybe take a buff. This totem obviously will see them if they decide to go on the buff, and that's what they want. Nope, they changed their mind. The Tatiana was trying to kill the Netheurgist there, but he just teleports away with his spear. We got the Tatiana and Ukkonen mid. Ukkonen saw Ustat going in there, but he didn't. He missed his stun, and then he just had to run by as the Ustat used his snare on him. We have another stun going down on Netheurgist. Oh, and the Ukkonen badly misses his Q there, and the Netheurgist is able to teleport away as the Ustat came in to try and finish the job, but wasn't able to. This tower is going to go down, though, with another couple hits. So now we have the first tower death. Meanwhile, Vezin's going to take his time taking this buff here to get a. That's just now the green team has a pretty big gold advantage. I guess they've just returned to where they were. They got they do have about a 3,500 gold advantage now though. So they've gained a little bit, but the hero kills even that out a bit. We'll see how they use that gold advantage. They definitely have a totem advantage right now, because I don't think I've seen a single totem from the red team with 2 supports. You do expect them to have a fair amount of totems, but as of yet, that's not happened. We do have another push going down for the red team, or for the green team on bot. The Kavashiir cleanses himself, but he runs away from the tower when he probably should have been running towards it. Looks like the one Ustat might kill the other one right here. He's left with 81 health. And so now Ustat's going to run towards the tower and use that as his cover, as the Kavashiir probably should have done. He does get stunned and snared, and he does die to the fire of Kreed, but Kreed goes down to the tower. Now Netheurgist is going to cut. He tried to teleport there, but I think the teleport backed him up, and he put his silence on Ukkonen, but was not enough damage yet. So now green team taking another. They got 2 kills there for just 1 death, and one of the kills was on the carry, so it's that's a big win for them. Now their gold advantage is pretty significant. Did red team's gold go down? They had more before, I thought. I'm confused. We're gonna skip past that. But now the gold advantage is huge at over 7,000. It's for 15 minutes into the game. That's a pretty big deal. We'll take a quick look at the creep scores. Bobmom leading the way on his Vezin. Netheurgist coming in second with his 88. We'll see. We'll see. But I know that Bobmom definitely knows how to use that gold, and he's already got a full ring, which is going to make him very powerful. We do have a couple totems out for the red team now. They're just regular vision, though. They're not true vision, so they are relatively easily cleared out. And Ustat's finding himself in a bad spot here. He's getting slowed by the Netheurgist, and all that damage does eventually take him out. It looks like we have had the White Knight come in. Like I said, Ustat was putting some damage on Kreed there, but Kreed's got some backup in Ukkonen and Tatiana. Tatiana goes for the stun, but it was cleansed, and she gets melted quickly by the four members of the red team who are right there. Looks like, oh, there goes the Nauria Sig. I caught that just in time. She's at very low health. Vezin chasing. Vezin, she's going to be faster than Vezin, though, and she might be able to get away because, did Vezin have 127 move speed? Wow, that is slow. Yeah, Nauria at 137 is moving much faster. Vezin, he does have boots. I'm not sure how he's so low. And it looks like the creeps took out the mid tower right there. Now Vezin caught out a little bit. The Netheurgist has plenty of health. Oh, but he doesn't know the Vezin's there. So he's just going to let the Vezin get away. Vezin just sneaks into the bush. I'm not sure. I don't know how he didn't see him. The creeps, I'm almost certain were there and should have seen him, but Vezin gets away there. Very close call. Pretty lucky for him. You see red team close the gap with that, with those couple hero kills and the tower kill. Down to about 5,500 gold now, and all 5 members of the red team are mid. Not sure where they're headed. It's much too early to take a buff. They don't have nearly enough DPS or tank. They're just kind of roaming together as a team. They Kreed. There's no vision up here, so nobody knows what the other team's doing. But the Kreed did miss getting caught there, and he would have died instantly, even with his ultimate to get away. I'm pretty sure. Oh, he actually had his ultimate on cooldown, so yeah, he definitely would have died. We have 3 members of the green team here. They see the 3 members of the red team. What they don't know is that there's 2 members of the red team right here, and they're about to get caught. Naria's already got a fear, and she fears the Tatiana immediately. And between her and Ustat, Tatiana dies instantly. There was nothing the Ukkonen could do to possibly help them. Now Kavashiir's caught out a little bit and gets silenced by the Vezin. Vezin drops his ult and almost, oh, that was terrible by the 4th of Kaos. He had dodged the Vezin ult, but then the Nauria pulls him back into it. Now Naria's caught in a bad spot, but she and Ustat split up, and it looks like she may save the Ustat there. Ustat goes back in to put a little damage on Vezin and does end up killing Vezin. The Netheurgist is here. He doesn't have any mana, and all of his spells are on cooldown, though. Oh, no, he does have just enough mana for the silence. Doesn't actually save him, though, as there's still enough auto-attack damage between those 3 immortals. They're going after the Kreed here, or they're going after the Ustat here. Kreed's taking a bit of damage. There's Kreed's signature, and they do end up killing the Ustat on the tower. Kreed's just going to, use the end of that signature to take out the tower. Or do some damage to the tower, but it decides in the end just to back off. There's not a whole lot more that he could have done. So now we do have another 7,000 gold advantage for the green team. They have a 4-kill advantage right now. Red team needs to take a net positive engagement here. Kaos doing some good farming. Getting a carry farmed would be very good. Both of their carries are okay on farm. Certainly not great though. The carry for the red team does have better farm. These 8 assists, he's not getting the kills, but the 8 assists still do count. And he even without the assist, he has more creep kills than the carries for the red team. So in a one-on-one fight, he should be able to win, depending on how well he micros the fight. So, I don't know, nothing special going on. Both teams are on their sides right now. Red team has a little bit of vision, or they have 1 vision totem, I should say. Green team has a couple. They've got 1 over here, 1 on the Vezin, and then 1 in this jungle, so they see what's going on. Oh, very, very narrowly missing that pull by Nauria on the Tatiana. Would have been very nice to end that engagement, or to enter that engagement by taking the Tatiana out immediately, just to get rid of her AoE silence and her stun, along with her damage, of course. It looks like a team fight might be about. Oh, the Tatiana does end up getting pulled. She is able to escape just enough to get her ultimate off. She does fall to auto attacks. The Nauria falls to the Vezin ult, and there the Chaos, the Ukkonen ult takes out the Chaos and the Netheurgist. Now it's just Ustat left by himself trying to defend against 4 immortals. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do it. Oh, the Kreed nearly falls to the tower there. They are able to take out the tower. They've now got a very big gold advantage, and Ustat just barely makes it away. Vezin just not quite doing enough damage to him. They're going to be able to take out this second tower, I think. Yeah, nobody is up yet for the red team, so they're going to be able to take out the second tower. You know, you can see on the timer here, I'm not sure why I didn't minimize this. This game goes on for another 19 minutes. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. I'm going to minimize that so we can see more of the screen. They're going to take out the Acropolis here. Kavashiir coming in, doing a little bit. Oh, the Kreed, very nice pull by the Nauria. Oh my goodness, Ustat again, just surviving with such a small amount of health. Vezin almost got caught out there, but he did just enough damage to force the red team to back off. Very close call for both sides there. That was a great pull by Nauria. They definitely needed that kill. They are still down more than 11,000 gold, though. At only 21 minutes in, they need to have some good engagements. They just have not been having those good engagements. You know, they're killing 1 or 2, but they're not killing. And I think that may have been a mistake by the green team's Ustat. He just wasted his sig there. Probably just a misclick. That's a bit of a shame. They do lose that sig. Now there's only 2 sigs, albeit very powerful sigs, but only 2 sigs left for the green team. Well, of course, then again, we only have 1 sig left for the red team. So what are you gonna do? Ustat there does take the speed buff, and it looks like they're going for the red Titan. He does reset there on a little bit of a bug, and it looks like he might be about to reset again. And he does reset again. That is kind of a pain. He resets not once but twice there. And green team does have vision, so red team is gonna back off. I think they had a totem that was destroyed by Vezin, so they're gonna back off there. Green team looks like they're ready to go in for the game-winning push. Kavashiir caught out a little bit, puts a snare on it, or puts this cleanse on himself before he actually gets anything on him. Netheurgist getting caught out there, and just dies instantly when all of Kreed's backup comes in. You can see the Kavashiir ult on Kreed, but Kavashiir's not able to do enough damage to really take advantage of that. And now Kavashiir walks into the bush of death, and the Nauria tried to pull him away, and it was a very good pull, but it just wasn't enough. He didn't have enough health to make it out of there alive. The red team, their lack of vision is really biting them now, because they're just face-checking bushes and walking into places that they really need to not be walking into. You see they do have a totem here, so they will see if green team puts anything down, but it's not quite the same as having one in a bush. There's a Tatiana stun and the Kreed stun, and then the Netheurgist, or the Vezin ult on Ustat to bring him down. Oh, Kreed has just such a small amount of health left, but the silence from Nauria is going to save him. Nauria's ultimate combined with Chaos's auto attacks did take the Tatiana down, but then Ukkonen comes in and takes the Nauria out with his ultimate. Chaos just barely making it out alive. If Ustat had hit him, I keep calling Ukkonen Ustat. If Ukkonen had hit him with one more skill, he may have gone down. But it was not to be. Looks like we have Ustat pushing top tower here a little bit. Netheurgist just gonna spear in, but he's just focusing on clearing creeps and saving the tower for now. It is below half health, however. All right, let's take another quick look at the creep score and the items. He's a lot of spell power for the Tatiana. She's getting 3 books, and now she's working on the Ancient Remains. Vezin is starting to work on his box of tricks now that he's got the ring and the ever-living phylactery fully upgraded. For the red team, we have Netheurgist with a pretty good amount of spell power himself. Doesn't have the ring finished yet. He would very much like to have that finished. Looks like we've got Ustat chasing the Kreed here a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be able to chase him by himself. And then he walks into a bush where, again, face-checking a bad bush, and they're doing tons of damage to the Kreed, and they falls to the Vezin auto attack, not something you hear very often. The Kavashiir ult is on Vezin, and Kreed was doing a bunch of damage to him, but it looks like Vezin's going to be able to get away. However, Kreed has now found himself in a bad spot, except he just does so much AoE, and he just barely dies before he kills both the Kavashiir and the Kaos. However, Vezin is able to take out the Kavashiir and the Kaos afterwards to clean it up. Nauria is walking in, face-checking another bush, very bad, and she uses her W to try and get back a little bit of health. Now Netheurgist has found himself. Oh, Netheurgist is able to take down Ustat there, but not before. Very good Ukkonen stun keeps him in place so that Tatiana and Ukkonen are able to take him out. The red team is really they just continuously face check bushes, and it's really backfiring on them. They I think that's, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 deaths now that they have had because they continuously face check the bushes. If they were just a little bit more careful, they might be in a much better situation right now. It's and now the green team has a 14,000 gold advantage, which is pretty significant. And Ustat, he can do a fair amount of damage, but all by himself against 2 immortals, it's not going to be any good. He does have some backup now in the form of Kaos and Kavashiir, so if they were to find somebody by themselves, they certainly should be able to take him out. And the Ustat ult does happen to hit that Ukkonen who was teleporting away. They did have vision, so they knew where he was, and he was not moving anymore. But it did not do enough damage to take him out. While there's another lull in the action, we'll take another quick look at the items for everyone. You can see Kreed is going kind of a support-ish build. He's got the spell vamp and lifesteal aura, and it looks like he's working on the team shield with the bolstered blocker. And Kreed is finding himself caught out a little bit here. He does get stunned from something, I'm not quite sure what. He's going to use his ultimate to get away though, and he's going to be fine. And now red team is in a little bit of a precarious spot. They do have vision. They don't have any vision up here, but they do have vision, so they'll see when green team comes. They might want to take the buff here. This totem here is going to kind of be a killer for them, and they can't see it. Both of their totems must be just out of range. They do, however, see the green team in there, and of course green team sees them, so both teams know what the other one is doing. Now they can finally see this totem with that one in the bush. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of walking around. Nauria looking for a pull there would have been very, very useful. Netheurgist tossed his spear from the other side. There's the Kavashiir ult on Kreed. Going to be doing tons of auto attack damage from the Kaos and the Ustat. Nauria uses her ult to do a bunch of damage. There's the Vezin ult doing tons of damage to everybody in that little circle. Kaos survived just barely long enough to put down his signature, and it helped do enough damage to the Ustat. There's the Nauria pull, very good Nauria pull, and her follows up with her W, which does tons of damage. So there's a total annihilation for the red team on the green team. However, both of their carries did die, so I'm not sure that they're going to be able to do anything with that. You're just going to have to take that little gold boost that they got, and hopefully have another good fight if they're gonna hope for anything good to happen. Nauria is building spell power, and she's doing she has the ring. She's not exactly building spell power, but she has the ring, and she's doing quite a bit of damage now. She was the one who ended up with the triple kill in that fight. Looks like Nauria and Netheurgist are going to be trying to push a little bit here, just using the creeps as fodder while they do a little bit of auto attack damage. Nauria's got a fair amount of auto attack of damage, but her attack speed is so slow. Her DPS is actually pretty small. They should be able to take this tower out. You see Tatiana coming in here. If she found herself caught out, she might die very quickly to these two. But now she's got some Kreed back up, and Ukkonen's up, and now Ustat's up. There's the pull. It did not grab anyone and just grabbed a creep. Netheurgist is going to find himself stunned. However, he does do enough damage so that Tatiana does die, and Kreed almost died himself. You can see the Ustat ult didn't catch anybody except for the full health Kavashiir, and with his heal coming afterwards, it just didn't do very much. The other Ustat using his Sig to clear some creeps on the bottom lane. And now red team taking out a green team totem. Red team has definitely recovered a little bit here. They're still down almost 10,000 in gold, and if they're not careful, they could very, very quickly find themselves back in a big hole. They have visions. So they were able to take out the green team totem there. They almost face check the bush again. Very good pull by Nauria. There's the Sig by Vezin though, and he's just doing so much damage to the whole team. Takes the Kavashiir out, takes the Ustat out. And then Netheurgist walks right into the Vezin ult, and then Vezin ends up taking out Netheurgist with his. Oh, it looks like the while Vezin was doing all that damage, Netheurgist was doing a bunch of damage to the green team. So both sides end up with only one immortal left. The Tatiana is back up, so now green team does have 2 immortals. But that ultimately was not a very effective fight. However, that was not a very effective fight for the red team. However, now green team has just the 1 signature left, so and it's just Tatiana's. And Tatiana is not nearly. She does have quite a bit of spell power. We'll see how much exactly she has. She has 358 spell power, so it's gonna do a bunch of damage when she does Sig. However, she doesn't have the ring, so it's not gonna be quite as devastating as that Vezin Sig that we just saw, which was very good. Nauria just doing a little bit of defense here. You can see that Tatiana had just put down those 3 totems. She's gonna defend the tower. Green team still has 5 of their 6 outer towers remaining, and that is actually a big advantage for them. It's kind of the main reason why they have such a big gold advantage. You know, they have 5 more towers, and each one of those towers is 650 gold. That's 3,250 gold by itself, and that's a relatively big chunk of what they're doing. You can hear my cat a little bit there. I think he just wants to say hi. Oh no, he really wants to say hi, which is I guess good now because there's nothing going on. But Tatiana nearly getting herself caught out there. Red team looks like they're gonna be able to clear out all this vision as long as they check inside this bush, and they will check inside this bush. This buff has been the location of many team fights. So there's a very good pull on the Vezin, and this is a huge deal. Taking him out of the team fight is a very, very nice thing. And then the Ustat dies, and Kreed's got himself a little bit caught out. He might be able to take the. He's not able to take the Ustat out. You can see the Tatiana Sig there. Tatiana's doing a lot of damage with her ultimate as well. There goes the Nauria. Kreed had died though. And now it's just Netheurgist and Kavashiir left against Ukkonen and Tatiana, and looks like Netheurgist is going to be able to take out the Tatiana. It's just the Ukkonen left. He does get the stun on Netheurgist, so he's going to be okay. The speed buff pops open here right in front of the Netheurgist, and they're going to take advantage of that and get a nice little gold boost for their team right here. And it looks like Netheurgist does have the speed boost, which, you know, I don't know, it's not the worst immortal. I have it on, but with his teleport, it's also not the most important. However, your other option was Kavashiir, and he doesn't really need the speed boost either, so what are you going to do? Red team is now only down by 8 kills. They've reduced the gold deficit just a little bit. They're down by 9,000 as opposed to 10,000 from before. They still, however, are down by 5 towers, and the creeps are not going to do enough damage to this one to take it out. They need, if they could just push, they just need a carry to survive a team fight, and so far that has not been happening. You can see both the Ustat and this Ustat and the Kaos have just been dying too quickly. This Ustat is actually buying the pristine plate and has it upgraded once, but it hasn't yet kept him alive. I'm not sure if he is. I hadn't checked it before. I'm not sure if that's something he has purchased recently. But he did actually survive quite a bit at the end of that, or during that last team fight. Just wasn't surviving long enough to keep him alive. Looks like green team has a true vision, so they're going to take this red totem out. So red team knows that they're there, but they can't really engage on them. Green team can't see the red team unless Chaos comes around. And it looks like they're not going to do that. Ustat, putting down the totem. Both sides put down a totem, but Ustat finds himself in a rather bad spot. Oh, he just barely walks away from that Vezin ult. And in fact, Vezin and Kreed both die there. Red team just was able to do just enough damage to take those 2 out and just barely escaped with the Ustat alive. That's a big deal for them, though, because Vezin and Kreed were the main damage dealers for the green team, and now red team might finally be able to take that buff that they've just so earnestly wanted to take for such a long time. Green team is gonna know that they're gonna do it, so we'll see if they try to engage 3-on-5. Oh no, here comes the serum from Netheurgist, so he's gonna synth that totem out. They are gonna start on the buff. I mean, green team has to guess that that's what they're doing. They're doing a fair amount of DPS to it. And the Tatiana came in with her ultimate, and she's just gonna die though, while Ustat auto attacked her down, and then the other Ustat dies while the Netheurgist and the Chaos were just working on that red buff, and Netheurgist got pretty low in health, but now he's got such high health regen, and and Ustat, Ukkonen rather, finding himself out a little bit, but Kaos stepped in front of that Nauria pull, and I think it may have connected, but we will never know, because Ukkonen's lucky to get away there. Looks like the red team. I mean, there's no reason they can't push this tower right now. This tower might be immune while the other one's alive. I don't know, but they didn't attack it. But they did kill the other one, so they did get their first tower in a very long time, and they're about to get their second one. And you can see the 600 gold from the buff and the 130 gold from each turret has greatly reduced this deficit. Oh, very nice stuns and very nice pulls by the Ukkonen and Vezin there. Takes out 3 members of the red team almost immediately. And now the Chaos is trying to make it away. You saw the fear on the Kreed there, and Nauria's just doing everything she can to keep him alive. Vezin, however, just doesn't care, and he just continuously puts out damage with all of his skills and all of that spell power and the box of tricks. Nauria using a haste pot to run away here, and I think she will be able to make it a run away. It is nice that Nauria still has the buff. However, if you were going to pick somebody to have the buff, you would want it to be one of your carries and not your spell power support. The green team here is going to look for a little bit of a backdoor. It's not really a backdoor because red team doesn't have any creeps out, but green team creeps are far behind. They're going to be able to take this Acropolis out, and we have the other members of the green team here coming in to try and help out. The Nauria pull, very good pull on the Vezin. He uses immunity pod though. They're going to be able to take out this monolith, and no one yet is up for the red team. Nauria is just going to be doing everything she can to try and stop them. Now we have people coming up for the red team. There's the ult from Ustat doing quite a bit of damage, and then he's going to come in and chase the Tatiana. She's going to take her out. There's the Nauria pull on Ustat, takes him out. Oh, Tatiana's just barely alive. The Vezin ult came down, but it didn't kill anybody, or it did kill Ustat, but it doesn't matter because the Vezin does die. So red team just barely holding that push off. The Shrine has 8,300 health, and they got it down to 1,700. That is a big, big save for the red team. They're going to extend this game just a little bit longer. However, the Ustat is dead. They have the Chaos, but the Ustat's dead. They're going to try a counter push of their own. There are 2 members up, and these 2 members do have quite a bit of damage in Ukkonen and Kreed. And it's just Kaos and Kavashiir pushing. We don't have the Netheurgist and Nauria with them, so they might be able to take out 1 tower, but if they're not careful, they really need to be alive because they don't want to... The red team absolutely does not want to go into the next fight a man down, because the next fight, if they lose the next fight, it's going to be game over for them. You see the Nauria and the Netheurgist joining now, and it looks like Nauria's going to tank, and they're going to take this tower out. Creed's coming in behind. Creed's going to be going to a backdoor here. What he might not realize, though, is that Ustat's up in 5 seconds, so it's actually going to make it a little bit tough for him to backdoor. And in fact, I think a red totem may have spotted that Kreed. So now the Nauria had teleported back, and Kreed running into a relatively fed Ustat and also a relatively fed Nauria with spell power melts almost instantly, and that's actually kind of a big deal. That's really bad for the red team because now they're going to have to go into the fight a man down. And at this point in the game, being a man down is a huge, huge deal, because all of the Immortals can do quite a bit of damage. 3 members of the red team here, waiting to catch somebody, hopefully walking into that bush. They are going to work on catching the Vezin, though, and you could see almost died almost instantly before he was able to get his ultimate off, and that's a huge deal, because he could have done a lot of damage, but wasn't able to. The Tatiana came in there from behind with a little bit of help from the Ustat and was able to take the other Ustat down. However, Tatiana does die, and now we're probably going to see this Ustat die with the 3 Immortals here to take him out, and he does, in fact, die. Nauria just putting out so much damage. So now we have just Ukkonen alive, and shortly Kreed will be alive. But just Ukkonen alive against 4 members of the red team. Red team, Ukkonen is able to take out Netheurgist there. He really would have liked a immunity pod, though, because he does die. And red team is now doing tons of damage. Kreed is up in 5 seconds. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get there in time, though. And in fact, yeah, that is it. Game over, and the red team coming back from having their shrine at 1,700 health to just barely winning the game. And it shows you how big of a deal Vision can be, because they saw that Kreed going back for the back door and they were able to teleport back and stop him in time. And it's also how important teamwork can be, because that Kreed was trying to end the game himself, but if he had been with his team, he may have been able to help them win that final team fight. So it ends up being a loss for them, very nearly, but a very good game overall. Congratulations to both teams, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Have a good night.